Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Jake. I am alone. Nadia is still on maternity. I mean, it's only been like 2 weeks. Get back to work. Go watch Mufasa. Funny enough, I do think Nadia would... I'd be very interested to see what she had to say about this, which for now, you guys are just going to have to put up with me. Once again, as I review this film, Mufasa, the Lion King is a prequel slash sequel sort of to the live action Lion King from a few years ago, which is really like a photorealistic CGI remake of The Lion King, an actually good movie. I never saw the live action again. Why do people say live action? The CGI. I never saw it. I felt like I didn't need to because I like the original Lion King. Very much enjoy YMS's review and breakdown of Lion King films. So does that count? Maybe. Regardless, this was such a weird project. Like the whole idea of Barry Jenkins, Moonlight's Barry Jenkins, taking on this movie. Like, why? Also, who wants this? You know, I think the appeal behind the live action Lion King was that you're just watching the same movie and it's kind of an excuse to just go see the new movie. Anyways, I got to experience, I guess, some of why that movie happened with this movie. And it was a very strange experience. I feel like regardless, this is a step in the right direction simply because it's a more original story. It's not just a remake. There's new stuff going on. There's new music. Lin-Manuel Miranda does the song. So there are things to enjoy. And you kind of have to go like, yeah, you did it as good as you could, considering what this fundamentally is. It's just, there were multiple times as I was sitting there watching this going like, I can't keep looking at this screen. Like, it's trying to look real, and in attempting to look real, it looks so false and wrong. There's so much of it is like, we can't be too pretty, we can't be too interesting with colors, it has to be sort of muted. And again, there's more variety in this animation. I feel like they're trying to get the animals to emote a little more, but it's still like, they're lions. They look like lions. Timon and Pumbaa are horrifying. Pumbaa, also, first off, it starts off as a sequel, so we get like Beyonce's voice acting and stuff. It's kind of weird, like they had to include these characters, and then it's all a story that Rafiki tells Simba's kid. We're constantly being pulled back into that frame narrative, and it's very jarring because we get Timon and Pumbaa doing this like comedy, really obnoxious. I mean, I don't know, maybe kids would enjoy it. But the actual story of Mufasa, Taka, I think Taka is the name of who becomes Scar. I thought he was just saying Tucker, but in a British accent. He's like, I'm Taka. But I guess he's saying I'm Taka. I think that's what was going on. It was fine. I mean, seeing him move towards the dark side, and it's very like episodic, journeying along in his life and how he's loses his family and he has to learn these lessons, and his relationship with his brother. And then it does all of the prequel things of like setting up how the Lion King works and where things are. Like I don't think this is a spoiler, but there is a moment in the movie where you see how Pride Rock is formed. Like how it literally becomes Pride Rock with like the tilting, like the jutting stone. That's fine. I don't know. But I kept wondering, like, all of this manpower, all of these pixels to try to capture an ounce of the real beauty of just actual photography. I never once felt like I'm in the savannah. Yeah, this is a weird CGI world. My brain just started rejecting the images at some point, just like getting pulled out. Like, I can't keep looking at these fake lions talking to each other. Felt very off-putting. I was getting really bored. Not to mention this movie has really bad like second act problems. I will say anytime the songs came on, that was a good sign. I thought the songs were, they're not The Lion King, you know, but they were pretty fun. You can tell they're Lin-Manuel Miranda songs, kind of like recycled bits of other good songs he's done, I think. However, there's one song for like the villain, the evil albino tigers, or not lions. There is a song for him where it's so goofy that like his villain song is going, bye-bye. Like, I feel so dumb just saying it. Bye-bye, I'm gonna make you go, bye-bye. Like, I'm gonna kill you, but... And then at the climax of the movie, he says bye-bye like that. Like, bye-bye. Like, it was just such a weird choice for lyrics. I don't know. I mean, it was okay, but here's the thing. It definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I think that it kind of worked. It was sort of entertaining. But look, this is the same thing with the Moana 2 thing. It just feels like a direct-to-DVD sequel slash prequel. They had these for the Lion King already. Like, I remember watching Lion King 1.5 as a kid. You know, as a kid, you can't discern the difference in quality. But now they're just doing their direct to DVD sequels as movies, I guess. I really don't know how much money this is going to make. I guess families will go see it, just like Moana 2, but I don't see much conversation about it. Lion King live action was a very, like, controversial, and it was a big deal, and like, oh, how are they going to pull this off? Kind of the mystery of how is the tech going to work? Will it be convincing? Whereas with this, it's like, almost like an obligation. Like, oh, that one did so well. Like, we got to do something different. We got to try to do it again. This movie would have just worked so much better if it was just normally animated without the attempt at photorealism. There are some impressive moments, like the way water moves and all this stuff, and fur textures, I guess, but it wants so hard. You can feel like there's the creativity behind the screen and the shot choices and how it's the voice acting, all this stuff. It wants to break free of this weird, like, dead, ugly looking mold. It wants to be an animated film. But it's constrained. It's like it's forced to be what it is. And considering what it is, it was fine. I still struggled to stay awake. I mean, maybe that's because we have a newborn at home, but anytime a song came on, I was like, yeah, cool. Nothing super memorable, but it's mostly good. I feel like kids are just going to be confused. Like, I don't know if any of you have kids and have watched the live action Lion King with them. Is it not confusing for them? Because there were times when I'm watching this movie going like, which one is Mufasa? Which one is Taka? Everyone looks similar because they are lions. It's trying to look realistic. So they try to do things to like make them stand out. And I thought it was very funny that like the bad lions, they're just albino. They're all white. So like, okay, visually we get some difference and it's easier to figure out what's going on screen. But you could tell that was an issue fundamentally in how do we make this animated movie not be animated, but also it needs to work as an animated movie. It's a pure contradiction. Barry Jenkins, I think, get your money, you know? But do we need more of this? Absolutely not. What is the point? It's not as offensive to me, look, as like The Little Mermaid or the actual Lion King. All these live action stuff they're doing. It wasn't as offensive because it was doing something a little different. But do I recommend people go see it? No. I don't know. Should I talk spoilers? I'm going to talk spoilers now. I feel like this is Nadia's domain. She loves to delve into the plot details, but I'll talk a little bit about it. So spoilers, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. Scar. He's Scar. But they even talk about it, like the Simone and Pumbaa. They're like, oh, I wonder who this character is. Like, we know that Taka is going to become Scar because that's how he's his brother. So interesting that they decided to go with Mufasa's story that Scar is like his adoptive brother. I kind of bought into that whole narrative. Scar becomes like this like incel. I think his turn towards evil was a bit rushed. He was just like finally hit a breaking point because he was so affectionate. They had good chemistry and good vibes. I really liked his relationship with Mufasa. Mufasa gets the girl and he's like, okay, I'm going to betray you and I want you to die. A little much, you know. I hated but it's very like modern sensibilities, like political, like the fact that Mufasa at the end, like everyone wants him to be king. And he's like, no, we all are together. We're all equals. They're lions. And also, this is just antithetical to how he was talking in The Lion King. You know, he's never like, you know, we're all together. Like, yeah, he's the king. I thought it was just, this is a kid's movie. And like, let's not talk about, you know, unjust systems of power right now. A lot of walking. A lot of traveling. They're just like running from the bad guys. A lot of this movie. I don't know. There's some like fun characters. I like the lazy lion. I like Taka's dad. And I kind of like that his whole family gets wiped out and he is supposed to be the king. That was interesting. But Mufasa is just like better. So maybe, you know, this is like an ideal meritocracy. Like, you know what? Mufasa is just better. And that is better than this system of monarchy. I guess that's the politics here. My 2 brain cells tried to have a trying to read into the politics of this film. It did what it had to do. It was too long. Like, come on. It was like 2 hours long. And it really dragged in the middle. Like, there were just some repetitive scenes. Characters talking a lot, just talking and talking. All these characters just like having to see how they came together and how they all knew each other. Oh, Rafiki, they were all part of it too. And Zazu, and they all knew each other and they were all friends. And it's like, it has prequelitis. It's just the prequelitis of like, no, all these iconic things that like you get to see the origin and how they were actually important back then. It just isn't like, well, they happen to know each other. And it's like, you have to do that. Well, no, you don't have to do that. But a lot of prequels do that. Unrealistic. But again, like this is, who is this for? Like, it's for kids, you know. I would give it like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Yeah, it was okay. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. Really hope to see some good movies soon. Nosferatu is coming out soon. Looking forward to the Bob Dylan movie. Weird year for movies. Ooh, the Superman trailer came out. I liked what I saw. You know, hot take, I really like the Brendan Ruth, is that his name? The Superman movie with Kevin Spacey. I actually like that movie. I think that was, but also that was like my first Superman movie I saw as a kid, so that has an effect. But I like James Gunn, and I think that he's a good choice for Superman, actually, and I like the vibes they're going with. This feels very comic booky. I absolutely detest Man of Steel with all my heart. I mean, anything is a step up from there. Hope you're all doing well, and take care of yourselves. Have a good one, my friends. Bye-bye. Bye.